Hello, ladies. How are you today?
I'm
Good.
good.
How are you?
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat with me today. Hi, everyone. I'm Liz Nicholls, and this is Rena Batt and Jana Clinton. Today, we're going to sort of throw out a question around there and get into some conversations about it. So here we go. What is something you learned to improve your health? Who wants to
I'm going
go
to say I've
first?
never stopped learning.
Oh,
I think it is a continual process because there's always something new. And I think one of the things I'm finding out now, I'm sorry, I just kind of jumped in,
oh,
is that so many things are interrelated to getting you to that point. And I always thought there was like one or two things that were like really important, which kind of happened for me when I was in my 40s, when I got alkaline and understood that process. But then I realized what I was teaching was all interrelated to other things that now I have tools for to keep me this way. So that's kind of, alkalization was the first thing I learned that was clear back 20 some years ago. And since then I've learned a little more about detoxing and how important that is. And they too go hand in hand because you can't detox without being alkaline. So, and then, okay, now organic, right? We all have that in our vocabulary now. And recognizing, I think more than anything I have done is paring down the things in my life that have toxins in them. And yesterday, actually, I'm going through cleaning my bathroom and I'm going out, 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 out.
Yes.
And I have, and then I actually tried one of the toxic products. I'm going, well, that was wrong. I could tell it was toxic. It had this perfume. I was shampooing my hair with this stuff for blonde people, which I kind of am. But anyway, no, I thought, no, perfumes, things, and you don't know where those are coming from. They might smell good, but they might be totally toxic. Natural. So those are just boom, 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 boom. A process that I've had from the time I was in my 40s till now when I'm in my 70s. And I think that people need to really pay more attention to not just what they eat, not just exercising, not just sleeping, but all those things that we're using on a daily basis and things that we can give up that will really help our bodies perform better.
That is
wow.
so good.
That was pretty
Yeah.
broad.
No, Liz, what I was thinking too, I always have my pen. You can't see it, but I always have my pen when Rena's talking because she's so right. One of the things that she said, which was pivotal to my walking in my health field, or health journey, whatever I want to call it, was interrelated. Oh my gosh. One organ gets stressed, the other organ gets stressed. I mean, my husband, you guys, I know almost all my stories are about my husband with diabetes type 1, but as most of you know, if you're a caretaker of someone, I've been married 43 years and he's had it for 50, you have it too. It's just the way it is. If he got cancer, I would have cancer because you're going to you're going to try to problem solve, right? So one of the things that I just think it's so interesting that she used that word today. We haven't spoke about that word. And so that's what's so interesting. That's why I pull my pen out when she's talking, because I'm hearing some of those things when I'm reading my books and looking at my things. So I'll give you an example with Mark. He had a really bad fishing accident, and poor Mark, hopefully he doesn't know I talk about him, right? But maybe he does. I don't know if he watches these. But he had a really bad fly fishing accident. He almost drowned. So long story short, he broke his ankle in like 9 places, had to crawl a mile. I mean, it was tragic. It was mentally wounding as well, because there was the fear, hey, am I going to get through this? And it had nothing to do with diabetes. It was just a fall. His foot got stuck in between rocks. So long story short, he can't sleep. And now he can't go to work and perform at work. So for 2 years, he had to take a pill to go to bed, because if he didn't take that pill. And so I just learned that systemically, we didn't fix that, right?
Mm.
We just covered it up. And I think that's what I'm learning is, you know what, I'm always going to say, I have to help, the medical world has to help me, because if they didn't, I wouldn't have my husband, right? Because I have to put insulin in his body until maybe his, pancreas does work, because it did work for 18 years. So long story short, when we found a natural product to put my husband to sleep, he no longer has has to take anything to cover up the issues. And the issues really were, he still had some, I don't know if we call it emotional scar, or am I okay? Is this foot going to heal? How long is it going to take to heal? Am I going to be able to walk normal? Am I going to have a limp? Right. You think of all those things, right? So I think that it's really, when I think about that, when we fixed his sleeping and we moved to a product that helped him, then that also triggered another piece, right? Then everything else started to work better, because whatever he was taking eventually was affecting his balance. He was getting those side effects that those prescriptions have. And then Rena, you could speak to when you take those prescriptions and they go into your liver, right? And now we put stress on the liver. And the last thing you want to do for a diabetic is put stress on the heart, because that's normally what happens with a diabetic, is that they have a heart attack. And there's other things that can happen too, of course, because the body's just not working natural. So I think what I learned, I'm so grateful that our bodies work really good. And it's sad when you have people that have a disease that it doesn't work and they really have to manufacture it. But if you can hit the other elements, right, the other categories, like hit his diet, hit activity, lower his stress. So those are things. So I just adopt those things into my life too, right? So when I'm educating or we're working on him, guess what? I get to be a byproduct of that too. So I now didn't realize I wasn't sleeping that well. And now, and I'll talk next week about, or whenever we get about breathing, but those are just kind of, I love that word, interrelated. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so powerful. I think what I learned over the years was having the history of epilepsy and taking so many drugs, so many drugs, and in and out of the hospital, and being tested, and all the machines and the radiation and the MRIs and everything else. And I think at some point I did really look after myself, and then it went through stages where I didn't. So what I've sort of learned over the years in talking to you guys is now, because I was really lazy around my health for the last little while, but what I've really learned is that I need to take care of me. I need to take care of me. And some of the things, like some of the toxins out there, will really, really affect my nervous system, and I can feel it. Like my spine will start to feel really strange. So really important for me, what I learned is I need to detox and get the toxins out of my body. And I've adapted organic eating. I'm using organic products, and I'm using products that cleanse the liver and remove some of those toxins out of my body. And you know what's really interesting about that is that I feel so much better. Just a couple of the changes, like saying, hey, look after me, instead of eating on the run like I was doing and gaining the weight like I did, and not taking care of me because you were go, 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 go. And then all of a sudden you learned this and you hear this stuff, but adapting it and it being interconnected. So again, I started more into organic foods. I've always slept a lot. I do organic supplements and products, and use detoxing like I'd mentioned earlier. And it's just made a world of difference, absolutely world of difference. And I don't eat anything with MSG or any, I try not to have any GMO or MSG or any of these bad things that will affect my nervous system. Because guys, I don't want to be having any seizures, and I don't want any toxins in my body that are going to affect my health. So what I learned was look after yourself and stop procrastinating and get rid of the toxins, and, and treat yourself well, look after your body, and instead of punishing it or whatever, just it takes the same amount of time.
So true. You know what? We shouldn't take it for granted, right? Because one of the things I learned with my mom is she was this vibrant woman at 59 years old. And we didn't realize that cancer was growing in her for 6 years, right? She didn't get diagnosed for 6 years because they said that when she got to ovarian cancer, she'd had it for a long time. So we don't know what's going on in our body, right? We may look, like I look at my husband, he looks totally healthy. He's 68 years old. But what if his kidneys are starting to fail? And I don't know that until they actually fail.
Yeah.
So you're right. Sometimes we look in the mirror and we say, you know what, things are good. But we don't realize the little things that we have slowly walked away from, whether it's activity or diet or better sleep. And we just don't evaluate. Like I think what you're speaking to, Liz, is evaluating.
Yeah.
You evaluated your life and said, you know what, I'm putting my health, self-care way up here and my work's going to go a little bit lower. You know what I mean? Like we do kind of get rewired the wrong way because economy kind of just, our job and our pace of life just kind of does that. And so I can see it in you. I see your skin looks beautiful. You're bright, you're cheery, you always have that disposition, but I can see it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's yeah, and it's interesting because I've learned so much from the two of you, and these talks and things we do, and I'm constantly learning. And I mean, half the stuff, like you'd never think of, hey, I should really, get rid of more toxins, because I can't imagine how many toxins have built up over the years in my system through all the medications. I don't take medication anymore, but you feel like I feel brighter and more energetic and sort of creating more balance in my life, adapting and learning, like you say, Rena, like they're integrated. I think, what was the word you said? They're interconnected, or they're, yeah. And wow, you guys.
Yeah, and I think you hit on energy. Energy is a huge indicator. If you don't feel energetic, if you don't, this is a difficult time of our lives with what's going on, and you can be down, but your energy is a sign of your health.
Yes.
And and I'm not saying it's always going to be 100%, but that's a good indicator. Like dragging your feet to everything you're doing, people are being that way right now, and you've got to take care of the whole body and mind. The meditation.
That's such a good point. Like balance. Like I am not one for being great about being balanced in my life. I'm getting better about creating more balance, but sometimes we just go, and too much around business or work, and you're not creating that beautiful balance in your life that makes you feel much better. And that's something that I work on, is creating more of a balanced life, as well as incorporating the things I mentioned earlier. And you know what, you notice the difference. Like it's just amazing. Like I feel like I am happier, more energetic, more driven, motivated, excited, whatever words you want to put to that, through getting rid of the toxins and using organic products and eating more organic, which I know some of my friends out there that are watching the replay of this are going, I've been telling you that for years. And, people be going, you know all this, and why didn't you do it? And I told you this, and, you did this and did that. And I'm like, it's all about, is it self-respect, or is it putting yourself last, not looking after yourself? And then one day going, why am I killing myself for all these other things when I'm not nurturing myself so that I can go out into the world and be of better service to others by looking after myself?
I love that. Being a better service to others, because that is what you do for literally a living. And taking care of ourselves, whether we're a new mother or an old mother or a grandmother, I mean, we can't be there for anyone else unless we're there for ourselves first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So good. Well, you guys, I know we wanted to keep this short, so I think we're at about 15 minutes now. So everyone out there, you can reach out to Rena Batt and Jana Clinton with any questions you have. If you're interested in finding out more about the products that we all use and love, definitely reach out. I will for sure post everybody's contact information in the comments on the video, but I also want to go around and have everybody give out their contact information, because you guys, you are such a wealth of information. I've learned so much through both of you. So Rena, how is it best for everybody to find you or reach out to you?
My email really is renabat2@gmail. So that would be a really good renabat2@gmail.
Okay, perfect. And you have a website, renabatt.com too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And Jana, how's it best for people to find you?
I think just find me on Facebook, Jana Clinton. And
Okay.
my email's janaclinton.com at gmail.com, Jana.Clinton. But you know what? Just reach out, send a note to Liz. She's got all of our conversations too going in. So you can find us easily. But
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And people can find me on Facebook, Liz Nicholls. My business page is Liz Nicholls.
You're
too,
everywhere.
So. Oh.
We can find you on LinkedIn. We can find you on Instagram. Soon you're going
Now
to show up on
TikTok. Now TikTok. I just started that. So, and all these, this interview, this talk will be up on the YouTube, and I'll share that out to everybody as well. Ladies, thank you so much. As always, you're a wealth of information. I feel so blessed that you're in my life, and I'm always very grateful for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Liz.
Bye, everyone. See you soon. And thanks again, you guys. That's awesome. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later.